No, you can't do this. This isn't the way to prove our innocence. Don't reduce yourself to her level of cruelty. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Go ahead. Do your best. It still won't be good enough.
Would you have done that?
I burned my mother's hand? Better I should throw water on her and let her melt. Yes. Send her up.
Well, she didn't flinch.
No.
I think that she is paralyzed. I don't think she's pretending. Do you?
I think I've underestimated Helena one too many times. And I think she wants one of us to pay for a murder she committed.
Nobody wants to find that woman guilty more than I do, believe me, but I can't.
Ah. Alexis. How nice of you to make an appearance. Much longer and you could have come to my sentencing.
There was nothing pressing.
I disagree. I think I've found the guilty party.
I thought you were the guilty party. Are you ready to admit that your confession was a lie?
My confession only gave me time to discover who really killed Catherine.
I see. And who did you decide?
Helena.
To even begin pursuing your suspicions, we need proof. Solid proof that Helena is faking her paralysis.
She's not going to make that easy on us.
Well, if you decide to torture again, please wait for me.
Everything points to Helena as Catherine's murderer.
Well, unfortunately, she's doing a very convincing job as the bedridden invalid who can't move a muscle, and there's absolutely no hard evidence to connect her to Catherine. If you retract your confession, the police will go right to the suspect that the evidence does support, and that's Laura.
Helena framed Laura.
Well, we have to prove it. And Ari's murder and a congratulatory bouquet sent by Catherine doesn't prove anything.
So what do you need?
Irrefutable proof that Helena was on that parapet when Catherine went off it.
Yes. Take my mother to physical therapy. Right now.
What are you doing?
Alexis will keep Helena in physical therapy until we're done. Start there.
What am I looking for?
Anything. Anything that connects Helena to Catherine's death. Or something that proves she's not as incapacitated as she's pretending.
You know, what if it was that manservant Ari who pushed Catherine over the parapet? And then Helena had him killed to cover her tracks.
If Helena's in contact with anyone, she would have to be mobile.
What are you doing?
Secret passageway. Stay here.
Stefan? You want me to get a flashlight or something? Stefan, are you all right?
I found something. This was caught on a nail in the passageway.
Blonde hair. Exactly like mine.
Look at this.
A report from Bioscan Laboratories?
Those strands of hair I found in the secret passageway. I had them analyzed. They're synthetic, just as I expected. Now, why would Helena need a wig, the approximate length and color of your hair? Except to ensure any witness would take her for you when she pushed Catherine from the parapet.
I don't understand you. You've got to show this to Mac. He'll know what it means.
He won't. How could anyone, except those of us who have lived with her, understand what my mother is capable of? And how can I prove I actually found those wig fibers here in the house? Scorpio thinks I'll do anything to avert suspicion from you.
What about telephone records? If your mother was using Ari to do her legwork, she would have had to make the phone calls from here.
Yes, I checked. There were calls made from here. To her yacht. And to a florist I'd never heard of. Probably the one responsible for the flowers Catherine denied sending you, but there's no way of proving Helena could have made those calls.
Unless we can prove that she's not paralyzed. There must be a way. How?
Leave that to me.
I'm sorry. I can't do that. Please don't be angry with me for saying this. But that episode with the lighter flame, that's as close as I ever want to see you get to becoming your mother's son.
You noticed, of course, I didn't actually harm her.
I know. And I'm not putting her well-being ahead of yours. I'm not. It's just that, I don't know. I'm afraid, not of the police. I'm afraid that this is going to change us somehow. It's going to change who we are. I don't want to find your mother guilty as badly as you do. But carefully, please. And we have so many ghosts between us already.
This is our end game, my mother's and mine. But I can promise you, I will take no action that I have not considered with great care.
All right. But Windermere has to have seen many a blonde wig in its day. And wasn't Catherine wearing a hairpiece at the Bacchanalia?
You know what? I have to go pick up Leslie Lou. She has a half a day at school. Don't be discouraged. I'll call you later.
All right.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that your detective work isn't stellar. It's just that
It's insufficient to take to the police, I know. Mm-hmm. But I also know Helena is feigning paralysis.
And how do you know that? I mean, when you have a stroke, don't you do most of your recovery right away?
The doctors classified it as a seizure, I believe.
Caused by what?
Of unknown origin, it would seem.
Oh, dear.
What?
You did this to her, didn't you?
I don't follow you.
What'd you use? Poison? Pills? What?
The doctors classified it as a seizure. They were quite certain of their diagnosis.
But I'm not thinking like a doctor right now. I'm thinking like a cast of eyes.
Meaning?
My God. So you know that whatever you gave her can be undone. There's some antidote. There's some way to undo this whole thing. Oh. I don't think this disclosure is going to sit very well in your defense. You're going to have to find another way to prove that she's faking her paralysis. Does Laura know? Apparently not. I would suggest it would be in your best interest to keep it that way. I wouldn't give for a hot cream manicure. Oh, my back. Once this tedious business is behind me, I'm taking a month at the spa. And I'm going to hire a full-time masseur. Dear Ari.
shame I couldn't let him live.
I have good news. Instead of wondering whether your condition has changed, we've consulted an expert.
Hello, Helena. Nice to see you again. All right. Now you can relax, and maybe this will give us some answers that we're looking for.
How did it go?
I examined her thoroughly and ran a series of neurological tests. Unfortunately, I found no change in her condition.
Is it possible she could recover in the future?
Well, as I've told you before, the longer she remains paralyzed, the less likely the chances are that she'll improve.
I was so sure that the physical therapy was helping. Even her color seemed better.
Well, a patient in this condition may have good days and bad days, just like everyone else. However, Helena's long-term prognosis is unchanged.
Well, thank you for your time, Doctor. We'll walk you out.
I know that you were both hoping for better news. I'm sorry that I couldn't be more encouraging.
Well, I guess it was pretty naive of us to expect a miracle.
Actually, I witnessed a miracle earlier this week. A patient in neurology who was pretty much DOA from an attempted murder, and yet somehow or another he survived. It's a name you might recognize. He used to work for you.
Well, who is it?
Ari Andropoulos?
Ari is alive? The police said he was killed on Helena's yacht.
Well, that's what the police want. Whoever stabbed Ari to believe that he's dead. In that way, he can recover safely and then identify his attacker.
What are his chances of survival?
Fairly good right now. I've got to get him off the respirator, and then he can tell the police what happened.
Oh, I'm glad Andropoulos survived. It was distressing to think that one of my employees had been murdered.
Are you in a hurry, or would you like to stay for dinner?
No, actually, I've got to be on my way.
Oh, we'll escort you downstairs. Thank you for coming, Doctor.
Well, generally, I don't try to mislead my patients, but after Laura explained the situation, I made an exception for her.
Your efforts were appreciated by us both, however. I'll be in the conservatory.
Is there any possibility that she could be faking it?
Well, it'd be difficult to slow her motor responses down for this long, but anything's possible. Now, I've noticed that you're very concerned with the Castadine business.
Well, it's my business now, too.
Except for Nicholas, the Castadines are dangerous people. And as a friend, I just hope you're keeping that in mind.
But Stefan couldn't be more wonderful to me.
He started out that way with Bobby, too. Just be careful, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna walk you to the dock.
Great.
It's time for your nap, Mrs. Castadine. When you waken, we'll do some physical therapy.
How nice. Mother is cured. What? No dramatic relapse? No pathetic collapse to the floor?
What's the point? I suppose I should commend you for your own theatrics. You and Dr. Jones, of course. Well, you played your parts to perfection. Convincing me that Ari was really alive.
Well, it seems pretty likely that the first thing you would do is try to get to the phone, make sure that Ari wouldn't expose your recovery.
Or were you concerned Ari would tell the authorities it was you who murdered Catherine Bell?
You may have proven that I recovered, but you can't prove that I killed Catherine.
Then why continue with the pretense?
I assure you, my dear, that for most of my convalescence, I was genuinely incapacitated.
No matter how well you've been able to cover your tracks, I'm convinced the police will be able to build a case against you in Catherine's death.
Not to mention Ari's.
In the meantime, I want you out of my house.
Nothing would please me more.
Let's go.
Come in.
Laura?
Tony, hi. Come on in.
Mrs. Lansbury said you'd be here with Stefan.
Well, you just missed him. With Helena. She took the bait. We found her right here trying to make phone calls.
How active?
Completely. Stefan was absolutely right. She's been faking it for who knows how long.
And he's with her?
Yeah, back in her bag, I think.
Good. I need to speak to you alone. There's something I think you need to know about Stefan. The blood sample I took from Helena, I got back some unusual results. Do you remember when she collapsed inside your office and we ran a toxicology scan and it came back negative?
Yes.
Well, I ran a second test, not only on the sample I just drew, but on the old sample. And the cause of Helena's mysterious illness was poison.
Are you sure?
Well, it's nothing I can take to police because the causative agent is no longer in her system. But it's the only explanation for the change in her blood chemistry.
But are you certain?
A shift like that doesn't come from natural causes. Poison is the only thing that makes sense. It initiated the paralysis, and if she's no longer paralyzed, it's because it's either worn off or an antidote was administered. And I'm sorry, I know that you love Stefan, but I think you need to know what he's capable of.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that you think that Stefan poisoned his own mother?
Why were you so anxious to get me away from Laura? Afraid I might tell her you poisoned me?
Well, she wouldn't believe you.
Then why did you hurry me out?
You're a murderer. I'm eager to inform the police.
Do you really think that you can best me?
Who gave you the antidote, Mother?
Not that you would understand. But I have a very strong will.
No. You had an ally.
Helena has a lot of enemies. I mean, why do you think that he would have asked you to run that test when she first collapsed?
I'm just telling you what I know. And I'm trying to advise you as a friend to be careful. Now, I have seen the face that Stefan puts on for you, and I know you want to believe that face is the whole man, that he's kind and he's generous, but the bottom line is he is a Cassadine, and he can be as ruthless as his mother.
Dr. Jones. I didn't expect you back. Did Laura tell you?
About Helena, yes.
I didn't hear the launch. Has your mother gone?
Well, she's gathering her things. Mrs. Lansbury informed me Dr. Jones was here. I wanted to make sure everything was all right.
No, I just needed to discuss a family matter with Laura. So, did Helena have an explanation for her recovery?
No, she's being quite reticent.
Well, I better be on my way, otherwise we might end up on the same launch, and that wouldn't be good.
I'll walk you out.
No, it's all right. I know my way.
Dr. Jones, thank you for all your help.
You're welcome. Laura.
You seem shaken. Is this family matter something you want to share? Should I be concerned?
You tell me. Tony seems to think that you poisoned your mother.
Dr. Jones thinks I poisoned my mother. Why? What did he say?
Something about running some new test on both of the blood samples that he had from Elena.
And they found poison.
Whatever they found, he said he couldn't report it to the police. But apparently there was some trace element of something from the first sample that's not in the second sample.
And he jumped to the conclusion that I poisoned my mother.
Did you? Did you?
Do you really think I'm responsible for this?
I'm not sure. I want to believe that you would never lie to me. Never. I've threatened to kill your mother more than once. Is that what you were trying to do?
My mother would love this. She couldn't have planned it better herself. And I have no doubt that she will accuse me of this crime, too. And for no other reason than to shake your faith in me. Do not let her do this, Laura. Do not let her, of all people, do this.
Don't lie to me. Please. I need to know the truth. I need to know that we always tell each other the truth.
No. I did not poison my mother.
Do you swear?
Yes.
Thank God.
Lovely to see you again. It's my pleasure to report that my recovery is complete. Now, we have plans to make.
Too late. I'm here to bring an end to our partnership.
It was never a partnership. You've always been my employee.
Is that so? Well, in any case, your employee is here to give notice. I have my own plans to pursue.
Well, it's my great displeasure to lose you, but of course I will retain custody of our hostage, Lucky Spencer.
No, I'm afraid not. Luke Spencer's son has his own unique value to me. And while you're lying here, unable to answer any questions, I had him removed to a place where you'll never find him. Goodbye, Helena. It's been intriguing.
Don't worry.